Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Today's Hanuman Chalisa verse is Prabhu Mudrika Meli Mukha Mahi Jaladhi Langhi Gaye Acharaj Nahi. Prabhu, Lord Sri Rama, Mudrika ring, Meli in or over, Mukha mouth, Mahi keeping, Jaladhi ocean, Langhi Gaye jumped and crossed over, Acharaj surprise, Nahi no. Hanumanji, putting the ring of Rama in your mouth, you jumped and crossed over the ocean to Lanka. There is no surprise in that. This is the general meaning of this particular verse. In previous verse, Hanumanji reached sun and grabbed him and swallowed him as a small fruit. In this particular verse, Tulsidas Ji is saying he put Rama's ring in his mouth and crossed over the ocean. There is no surprise. So he is comparing two activities, and comparing to that particular activity, this activity is nothing. There is no surprise in it. This is what exactly meant by Tulsidas Ji. Why? Because sun is 96 million miles away from the earth. So when Hanumanji can fly to reach sun, he has to cross over 96 million miles. So when he can cross 96 million miles to reach sun and swallow him as a small fruit, ring is in front of sun, ring is nothing. So swallowing ring or putting that ring into his mouth is not a surprise. And Hanumanji crossed over the ocean, it is only 100 yojanas. As we described in that previous verse, 1 yojana is 8 miles. It is totally 800 miles only. When Hanumanji can fly and reach sun by traveling 96 million miles, then 800 miles is nothing. So that is why there is no surprise. So when 96 million miles you can fly, this 800 miles is nothing for you. So if somebody says Hanumanji crossed over the ocean for 800 miles, there is no surprise in it. That is what Tulsidas Ji explaining in this particular verse. And here ring and ocean and effort behind this all are symbolic words. So we have to dig into those particular words and take the spiritual meaning out of it. Let us see one by one now what they exactly describe to us or teach to us. Ocean. Ocean is called Sagara in Sanskrit. Bhavasagara or Samsara Sagara. You can take that. In this Samsara Sagara or Bhavasagara is cycle of birth and death. We have to cross this ocean by taking numerous births. As long as we won't finish our karma, we have to keep coming back and go through it. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyat. So, taking numerous births or janma, it is compulsory and inevitable for everyone. But when we are taking that many births, we have to try to acquire knowledge, required knowledge to reach liberation. The knowledge only will take us to sail through this particular Bhavasagar. To acquire that particular knowledge, to sail through this Bhavasagara, we need God's grace. That grace will come with daily practice of chanting God's name. Which one is that? That is Rama Mantra. So, that Rama Mantra symbolically said as ring. When you have to cross over the ocean, you have to keep chanting Rama Mantra in your mouth. So while crossing the ocean, Hanumanji put that Rama's ring in his mouth. The same way, when we have to cross this particular Samsara Sagara, we have to put Rama Mantra in your mouth. Then by chanting Rama Mantra regularly, it will take us to sail through the Samsara Sagara. That is what symbolically said as Rama's ring. Rama's ring becomes Rama Mantra. And Rama Mantra Japam, why is Rama Mantra Japam is so auspicious and so powerful? So, one Rama Mantra, Rama, 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 if you say 3 times, it will become 1,000 times of Vishnu's name. It is as powerful as mantra. So, Rama Mantra, it is said in Mahabharata as well. In Mahabharata, Parvati did ask Shivji, Kena upayena laghuna Vishnu nama sahasrakam pathyate panditaihi nityam shrotum ichchami aham prabhu. So, probably Parvati ji knew that one day some people will come, they are very lazy. Even they don't want to sit in front of God for even for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. For them, at least we have to find a solution. So probably she did ask this particular question, which is the easiest way taken by Jnani people to chant 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu. So that time, Sri Shivji said this particular answer. Sri Rama, Rama, Rameti, Rame, Rame, Manorame, Sahasranama, Tattulyam, Rama, Nama, Varanane. You just keep chanting Rama, Rama, Rama 3 times. It will become 1,000 times and you will get the punya. So that is why Rama Mantra is so powerful. Even if you chant 3 times Rama, it will become equal to 1,000 Vishnu's name. So it is a very powerful one. So, how this 3 times of Ram mantra become 1,000 times? Someone did this calculation just for a logic purpose. If some crooked minds work like that. They just want to arguing with anything. There are certain people, they just need reason for everything. But there are no reason for them to ask any questions. Neither they are practicing spirituality, nor they believe anything. But still they want to question. For them, here, this is the answer. We don't have to waste our time to answer their questions sometimes. We have to ignore them. But still, sometimes, for the general people, they want to know certain times. For them, for their knowledge purpose, we have to find the solution for every questions. So, here, that someone did this particular calculation like this. There are alphabets we all know, I, E, O, A, I, and Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, and Yara, Lava, and all these things, right? From Ya to Ra is the second letter. Ya, Ra is 2, number 2. So, second, 2. And Pa to Ma is 5. So 2 into 5 is equal to 10. So 1 Rama becomes 10, 2nd Rama becomes 10, 3rd Rama becomes 10. So 10 into 10 into 10 is equal to 1,000. So even we have a solution for lazy spiritual people. We can chant 3 times Rama and it will become equal to 1,000 Vishnu's name. So, we have all the solutions in our spiritual field. We are not rigid. We are not traditionally, we must follow these rules and regulations or anything. Be a devotee and have a devotion and do anything with dedication, God will bless us. That is what the main essence of every chanting and every ritual. And sometimes even that Rama, it is not easy. You have to make an effort. When we sit and talking with someone or gossiping with someone, we can talk whole lot of craps. But saying 3 times Rama, sometimes we won't get time for that. We have to put an effort. Spiritual success is not easy. Even saying Rama 3 times, we have to do that. Anusandhana should be there. But our mind is potentially very strong and it can achieve anything. We don't have an idea what we can achieve potentially. Our mind and brain will work the way we will train them. We train them. Once our mind and brain settled, we can start other things to work in our favor. But sometimes someone has to tell and make us to realize how potent we are. That is what happened in Hanumanji's case. We heard the story. He was reminded of his potentiality by other monkeys, and then he decided to cross over the ocean. The same way, sometimes we are lazy, or sometimes we are lack of confidence, sometimes with occasional atheist attitude, sometimes disbelief in God because of certain unwanted incidents at our family or with our friends or with society. We lose faith in God sometimes. But still, these are all part and parcel of the life. We must move on with devotion, dedication, with devotion and dedication. See, all these things happens, disbelief and all these things. Sometimes we are attached to certain things, and our affections and attachments makes us to think this way. But even these attachments and affections are temporary ones. So whatever we are doing in the name of attachment, nothing will come with us. Nobody will accompany with us when we depart this body and start our other world journey. It is stated in Garuda Purana, Dhanani bhumau Pashavascha ghoshte Nari grihadware Janaha smashani Dehaha chitayam Paraloka marge Karmanugo gacchati jivalokaha. We are earning money for our family, but that money remains in this earth. It won't come with us. We have cars, we have buildings, we have everything, but nothing will come with us. Everything stays here. We loved our wife or we love our husbands. Once we die, they won't come with us. Spouse will only come till we cross the door. Other relatives follow us until we reach crematorium. From there they will return back. Even body, once you put it on the fire, and it will burn. It will burn. So body won't come with us. We thought that our body is like that blah blah things, and we go and we work out and we do lots of things and work out on our body. But still this body is also won't come with us. So only the dharma and only the karma will follow with us in other world journey. So we have to do certain things for the sake of doing sometimes. We have to do it. When we are married, we have to love our family. When we have to protect them and we have to give them shelter, we have to work hard. At the same time, the God gave us all these things. We have to remember Him. We have to keep praying Him. We should not forget Him at any cost. So that is why this day, any time we have to do japam, we need an effort. Otherwise, nothing will going to work out. So we have to keep doing that effort to chant and do the prayers and do the worship, and to be spiritual people, we have to make an effort. Then people will have some questions in their mind. Why we have to do all this? No one saw these things. No one came back and explained all this Swarga, Naraka, or anything. Of course, you say all these things are explained in Puranas and Shastras, but we don't have any clarity in it, how can we trust or believe there is God, there is Swarga, there is Naraka, and other things which are often described by preachers? This question will be there on in everybody's mind. For this type of question, answer is yes. Of course, we may not have clarity over those things which are described in those Vedas and other scriptures. But it is written and practiced by so many pious people since ages. So there must be some truth in it. Probably the way we are thinking or practicing, it is not right. So we must know the right way to practice it. Then we can come to the conclusion there is nothing or there is something. Still you say it is useless and unbelievable and criticize people who are practicing it. For them, there is one beautiful saying in Sanskrit. Nasti chet nanohanihi asti chet nastiko hataha. If God is not there, all these Swarga, Naraka, Karma, Papa and Punya are not there. The faithful person or believer won't lose anything. He spent some quality time in front of something and he kept quiet and he kept his mind cool and he has benefit definitely. He won't lose anything. By practicing dharma and spirituality, whatever he practices, he won't lose anything. But if Swarga is there, Naraka is there, God is there, Punya is there, Papa is there, the consequences of that Papa is there, then non-believer gone. Nobody can protect him. If you believe and do it, you won't lose anything. If you don't believe and if you don't do it, if something exists there, and you will lose everything and you have to go through the hell-like situation. So that is why if there is no clarity, then you have to try to understand those scriptures in different way. It is not about clarity of scriptures. It is about lack of clarity in thinking and lack of knowledge in understanding. So we don't know how to understand the scriptures. We don't know how to interpret certain things. That is where we are behind, but scriptures are never say lie. Probably we may not understand what exactly said there, so but still we have to careful while criticizing something. So Rama mantra is Bhavataraka and keep practicing it. When we practice those things, we will reach the liberation. This is what Tulsidas Ji teaching in this particular verse. So let us start practicing it and make it as daily routine. Hope you all enjoy it. God bless you all. Shri Krishnarpanamastu.